My name's Noelle Winnetasol. I'm a professor in the economics department, and I also participate in the environmental studies program.
Hi, everyone. I'm Aaron Ramirez. I am our environmental studies biologist, so I'm a member of the biology faculty and also in the environmental studies program.
What I've done during my almost 30 years at Reed is I've really focused on how we can go about placing a value on the environment and on natural resources. And the way that I approach my research, it's very policy focused. Often I'm working with government agencies and government staff members to try and help inform policymaking so that it's placing weight on the environment. And great fun for me, I'm actually going to be collaborating with Aaron and another Reed colleague this summer with 3 Reed students on a project that's looking at how we can think about noise and how noise has an impact on the environment, and then translating that into how it affects property values.
My research, so as a biologist, most of my research is focused on trees and forests and other woody plant-dominated ecosystems. And most of what our research does is look at the interactions of drought and wildfire and how that impacts the health of forests, but also with a strong eye towards how a better understanding of our forests impacts natural resource management and conservation decision making and things like that. I should mention this picture here is where I'm sitting right now is the inside of the Reed Biobase Camp. It's a mobile field research lab that is part of my lab, and it allows us to take all of the equipment that we use in our lab space on campus into the field. So it's fully solar powered, and lithium ion battery system allows us to work indefinitely away from campus and collect unique data sets in the field that are difficult, if not impossible, for other research groups to do. And the first thing to understand about the environmental studies program is that it has this really strong emphasis on interdisciplinarity. Our outline here says a religious adherence to interdisciplinarity, and we try to model that not just in our own research, but also in the way we run our classes, especially the ES classes, which I'll talk about in a second. Another important cornerstone of the program is community engagement. You've heard that from the descriptions we've given of our research programs. There's lots of ways that we're reaching beyond the ivory tower to connect with people outside of academia. In addition to that, we have your home departments will all have a set of requirements. So if your flavor is ES biology versus ES chemistry, you'll have different sets of courses that you'll need to take to meet those home department requirements. And then within the program itself, we have 2 courses that we currently offer. And this is really where the rubber meets the road with us modeling this interdisciplinary approach that we have through our courses, ES 200 and ES 300. So ES 200 is a course that you will take early in your program in either the first or second year. And it gives you an introduction to interdisciplinary methods in environmental studies work. And another important aspect of these ES courses is that they're co-taught by faculty from the environmental studies program. This is another unique feature of our program within the school, where we have faculty from the Math and Natural Sciences Department and the Humanities and Social Sciences working together to co-teach those courses. And so this interdisciplinary methods course you take in your first and second year will bring that expertise to your classroom. And then the ES 300 course is really an opportunity later in your career. It's your second semester of your junior year before you move on to your senior year and start your thesis. Where you can kind of bring all of those skill sets from your different disciplines that you've been building and bring those to bear on a real interdisciplinary research project with your cohort, your ES cohort. And you will work together with a stakeholder to do a real environmental science project.
One thing that's really nice about those courses is that students get to know each other at different points in their career at Reed. Even though it might be that the student is ES Econ, they're being put into groups and working collaboratively with students in the other flavors of environmental studies. And so they form really strong bonds with each other. They collaborate, they get to understand how those of us who are professionals working on these issues come together with our different disciplinary backgrounds. So as a complement to the courses, we will bring in speakers. We have speakers who are academics, but we've also had a number of very large lectures, extremely well attended, not only by members of the Reed community, but off campus, people who represent various environmental organizations, attorneys who've been involved in endangered species litigation. And so we're complementing what we're doing in the classroom with these external events.
These student opportunities that I'm going to talk about, they're really an important part of the Reed curriculum. And I would say one of the other things that really sets Reed apart from all other institutions is that some institutions will have opportunities for students to get involved in research, but Reed is really committed to it in everything that we do. And one of those things is to provide these summer opportunities for students to get involved in our faculty-led research programs, but also working with folks off of campus.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about what our graduates do. So we are probably at a point right now where we have 20 seniors per year graduating with one of the flavors of environmental studies. And they do a wide variety of things. So we've had students go into the Peace Corps, AmeriCorps, we've had students go on to law school. Rennie Myers, who was listed as one of the SE recipients, received a Watson, which is the best fellowship ever. You're given money to travel around the world. And she was really focused on coral reefs and was certified as a diver. And so she spent a year going and studying the effect of climate change on reefs, then went on to get a master's degree, and now is in DC working on marine policy issues. So I would say Rennie is a really great example of what we see in so many of our students, which is a really strong commitment to academic research, but also wanting to translate it into effective policy making.